Welcome to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. Yes, hello and welcome back to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. Again, very disappointing in the end for Liverpool. 2 disallowed goals, very close offside decisions there. They obviously missed the penalty in the first half, scored one in the 93rd minute. So it's a very difficult one to take. Was it a penalty? That's, of course, the title of the video here. So we're just going to take Doyle out there for a second. His sound is having some issues there, but we're going to get into the comments already. Hi to Anne. Yeah, this is the thing that I want to talk about first. Welbeck delaying his fall. Now, there's a big saying in Liverpool, in football in general. If you don't go down from a foul, it can never be a foul. That's what they used to say. Owen has come out many times and said he'd get a knock in the box. It's not enough to take him down, a bit like the Argentina penalty in 2002. But because contact's been made and then you fall over a delayed, then the penalty is going to be given. And I think as soon as he went to that screen to look to see if it was a penalty or not, you just knew he was going to give it. Doyle, can we hear you now?
Yeah, man. You can hear me. I can hear you.
Right. First and foremost, guys, if you're watching this video now, please like and comment to the video. It might be a tough one today, but please do it nonetheless. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Doyle, we're going to start from the start of the match. We've got more fan cams to come as we progress. But started off the game really well. I even texted you, bro, in the first 3 minutes saying we should be 2-0 up. Jota with a poor pass across to Salah, which was intercepted. And then Salah himself really slashing a shot, which any other day is on target and it goes in.
Yeah.
And all of 20 minutes in, the penalty is given. It's a definite penalty. Nico Williams absolutely takes out Connolly. Connolly himself, just before this, missed a great chance, one-on-one against Alisson. The penalty is missed. Morpay goes off, and we go in at half-time 0-0. Really disappointing 0-0. Not much graded apart from the first few minutes. And then the second half, though, we come out. Diogo Jota with an unbelievable individual goal. Salah gets one ruled out for offside. And again, we're talking absolute... I mean, is there a quantity smaller than millimetres? Because it's got to be trillimetres. I don't fucking know.
You just pick the next frame, lad, and it's where you want it to be, lad. Wherever they want fucking offside to be, lad, is where they put it. And that's it. Doesn't matter. Like, if they choose the next frame, then Salah's on side. If they choose the one before, it doesn't. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. He must have had a stud offside, lad. A stud. And even if it is, he's not catching him. That other fella's still not catching him, lad. So, that's one of them, lad. I can't. VAR has just made football hard to watch, lad. It's making it hard for me to watch and enjoy it.
I mean, it's mad to think that a penalty was given today with the Welbeck one, but then the Van Dijk, takeout by Pickford isn't a foul. And it's just unbelievable. Mane obviously in the 83rd minute gets one disallowed as well. Cross from Robertson, free kick. Mane heads it in, which is brilliant. You're thinking, right, game's wrapped up now. We can sit back and relax. And then the penalty... I mean, I'm not even talking about the injuries that we got today. Milner went off. Nat Phillips looked injured at the end. Brilliant game, I thought, Nat Phillips. For me, man of the match for Liverpool. I'm not going to lie. Maybe apart from Jota, Phillips was definitely up there. But then to see this penalty given, which everyone, and no one really expected it to be given because it was such an innocuous thing. It happens all over the pitch. Carragher today, just after this game, Doyle, has come out and said VAR has got absolutely everything right today. How do you react to that?
I would say maybe on the offside, it's wrong, lad. I don't like to see them offsides given. There's no way he's going to catch him. And with the robber one, he's made contact with him, lad. But Welbeck is standing up and he's even sort of laughing a little bit, lad. And then he throws himself down because he knows he's like, I've got a little chance of getting something here. Yeah. It's one of them, lad. It's just ridiculous. Everything in the VAR world is going against Liverpool. I can't stand it. We've had two... I can't actually stand it. We've put the ball in the net 3 times today, lad, and we've drew 1-1. I actually can't believe it. I don't know what I'm watching anymore. It makes me not want to watch football, lad.
Yeah, I mean, I've DM'd some of the natural go-tos for the Kop TV fan cams today, and I have had some replies. A along the lines of, no, I'm not doing that. I'm done with it all. So it's a very tough one to accept. I think at the end of the game, if you are looking at it like, you know, Brighton scored in the last minute, obviously that's horrible. But they did miss a penalty as well. They did have a very clear and obvious chance with Connolly. Is there an argument to say at the end of the day, maybe it was actually probably a deserved result?
Lad, that's football, right? When you say, I know what you're saying, and they did play a good game against us, lad. There's no doubt about that.
Curtis, allow it. Curtis, allow it.
Fuck off.
Curtis, allow it.
They did play well today, so you've got to give them the credit there, lad. But to get it feels so bitter right now because we got to give a penalty given against us in the 93rd minute, mate. So I don't care who you are. That's not easy to take right now, and that's why you're getting people that don't even want to come on the show right now, lad. So it's one of them. We're gonna be frustrated right now. Brighton played well, but we definitely it feels like we shouldn't have had them. We should have had 3 points, lad. It's ruined at the weekend as well.
This is the thing about early kickoffs. I mean, obviously we need 5 subs anyway, I think, this season at least. As you can see, when Nat Phillips went down, we almost played the last 15 with 10 men, for God's sake. I'm watching Klopp now. He's on mute, but I know he's dropping some absolute firebombs in this BT Sport interview, to be fair. Where was I going with that? But yeah, obviously we needed the 5 subs, and as well, for Welbeck to con, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. I don't want to use the word con because anywhere else on the pitch, I do think it is a foul. But it's the delayed going down for me that I didn't like, especially an ex-Man United player as well. Boy, oh, mate, it's a tough one to fucking take. I was literally just in a pub with a Brighton fan who, when Mane scored the second goal, he left home. And then when he found out it was disallowed, he comes back, they get a penalty and draw 1-0. It's unbelievable.
It's a horrible feeling, lad. It's the worst feeling.
Goals. The thing for me, though, that we need to we'll get some answers about or some clarification over. I mean, Salah shouldn't have come off to start with, to be honest. The team, we'll get into the team news before the game in a sec as well. But if you actually look across the line, when Salah is given offside, they take the line from the inside leg of Ben White, right? Not his outside leg, which was his left leg at the time. They take Salah's most forward leg, which is his left leg. I'm trying to get a screenshot of it now. If someone can tweet us with a screenshot of the actual moment that Salah was given offside. But it seems to me like the line has been drawn from Salah's forward foot to Ben White's not facing forward leg, if you understand. So why have they not taken it from his most forward facing leg? I don't know. You said earlier that they just make it up as they go along. Curtis Shaw, to be fair, says, only joking, you lot got robbed. VAR is a joke.
I'm sick of it, lad. I'm sick of it. That even against Everton as well, the amount of goals that we get taken away from us, the amount of decisions that we get given against us, it's just like VAR is sabotaging us this year, and I can't be arsed with it. I just can't. I know it's a hard one to take, and I'm not trying to be bitter about it, but it's hard not to be when you just conceded the goal in the 93rd minute after scoring the second one minutes before to end the game. You know, like, it's just ridiculous. I can't deal with VAR. Mo Salah should not be offside, in my opinion. Same with Mane in Everton's game. It's just ridiculous. The goals that I get, lads, it blows my mind. Like that Bamford one. The Bamford one is the one that just blows my mind as well. It's not even for Liverpool. He's got his arm out and they give it for his arm here, lads. What I can't deal with what VAR is, bro. It's stressing me out.
The thing about having an early kickoff, literally Theo Woods, thank you very much, mate. He sent me. So right, this is the perfect picture that I'm going to upload into this stream now. Okay, this is where I don't actually disagree with VAR. We can all say yes, it's offside or it's not offside, and I understand that. But this is what I don't quite understand, and this is really something that's starting to really piss me off as a Liverpool fan, especially. The game has completely gone when decisions like this are being made from pictures like this. Now, if we zoom in, can you see Ben White? They've taken it from his right foot there. Yeah, his left foot is in front of that. Surely it is. But they've taken it as Salah's left foot and Ben White's right leg. Can you see that? Is that clear for everyone to see here?
Do you know what it is for me, lad? Can you look at that with your naked eye and say that's offside? No, you can't, because it's not, lad. That's the whole point. What? I don't understand what's happening to the game. That's not offside.
That is not offside. I don't
Look
care
how
what anyone fucking says. That is not offside. That is not offside. VAR has literally handed us 2 draws. We've played 10 games in the league now. We've won 6, drawn 3, lost 1. It's simply not good enough. Only 1 away win this season. I'm listening to Klopp now. I'm listening to Klopp now. What's he saying?
What VAR is saying there is Salah has an advantage over them 2 defenders to score that goal. Where the fuck is the advantage in there, lads? Tell me, where's the advantage? Do you think that fella who's on the far right here is catching Mo Salah at all? No, he's not, lads.
How is that offside?
Oh, bro,
how is that offside?
Jurgen Klopp must just be like, this is a joke. I am getting sabotaged from every kind of angle. The injuries, VAR, game fixtures. I can't deal with it, lads.
I'm watching BT Sports coverage still, and Klopp, I caught the last 10 seconds, but he has absolutely stormed off during this interview. He's not happy whatsoever. Jake Humphrey, Peter Crouch and Joe Cole all having a bit of a laugh about it because he was so serious and angry. But you can see why. Harrison, that's definitely offside. George, it's literally equal. The Anfield talk, that is not offside. It is like 1 second away from being offside. Why have they taken Ben White's right foot there and not his left, which obviously is more forward than his right? Obviously.
I want to see the man kicking the ball. That's what I want to see. I want to see what frame they're using for the man to kick the ball. Because when you kick a ball, lad, you don't just hit it. It's a swinging motion, lad. So when it leaves your foot, there's going to be a few frames where it's going to be on his foot still. Does that make sense? Yeah. What one are they using? Because they're obviously using whatever one they want so that they can make it. I feel like it's just all a big, massive bid to make the league more entertaining or some shite. Because the amount of stuff that's going against us is just ridiculous now, and I can't deal with it. Like, I can't. We have to score like 3 or 4 goals to win a game nowadays. You can't win a game 1-0 or 2-0.
Yeah, it's so fucking disappointing to take this again. Danny Welbeck has actually come out and said, listen, it was a soft penalty. I think even a soft penalty these days is still a penalty. I mean, once you slow it down, though, and you see the contact, I understand that it's a penalty. But where you have to almost give, praise to Welbeck is he's realised that with that touch that he's received from Robertson, it's not enough to go down immediately. Therefore, he knows if I still go down, even if it is a second or 2 later than the contact was made, I will probably get a VAR review and I will probably get a penalty. Would you have done the same, Doyle?
That's why VAR is horrid, because now people are using it. That was a way to use VAR to get himself a pen, when really he could have just stayed on his feet nice and easily. But he didn't. Obviously, going to try and get a pen for your team, and you can't argue against it. It's being consistent. If there's a little bit of contact, you know what I mean. But then you go against what we said for Virgil van Dijk. How is that not a pen, lads?
No.
How can you make decisions like that and that not be a pen? I just can't. This is why I'm convinced. I'm literally now starting to be convinced that there's like a motion to sabotage Liverpool or something, lad. Because the amount of decisions that go against us is just ridiculous, lad. It's unbelievable. Like, you see things like that. I see teams, right, with challenges like that where it's not even looked at by VAR, lad. But as soon as it's Liverpool, it's looked at straight away, and it's like, we're penalised for every single little tiny thing, bro. It's horrible. It's not football.
James has joined us. Thanks for joining, bro. Really appreciate it. Tough one to take today. Bro, I mean, I struggle. I do struggle sometimes. And I do feel that the game is slowly every week falling away from us even more. I mean, I'm going to bring up this again, James, because I think it's crucial that we try to at least understand this.
It's a fucking stud. It's a stud. It's a stud. You can piss off. Get that off the screen. I've saw it enough, Alex. I've saw it enough. It's a stud. And it's the same at the end. The penalty with Robbo. It's a stud. He's kicked his stud. He hasn't fouled him. He hasn't. The ball's gone. It's ridiculous. And it's the fact that the referee is so naive and discompetent, that the fact that we've got to go back and check it after 2 minutes. And then, you know, when they're going to go over and look at the decision anyway, they're not going to change their mind. You know they're not going to. So it's just like, how come we're still going with this narrative? Is VAR right for the game? Yes, it is. everything that they implement, when you talk about the Mane goal today, that was a definite and clear offside. That's a fair offside. And if that gets let off without VAR, then that's a reason why you need to bring VAR in. However, there's more. That's one good example. But I can find 4 or 5 shit examples of why VAR weren't great today. And it weren't the technology. This is what people get confused. I'm not talking about wires. I'm not talking about programs. I'm talking about the people and the dickheads who are incompetent and are using this VAR the way they're using it. I just don't like the way it's being run. I don't like the way it's being set out. I feel like I'm repeating myself week in, week out. I feel like I'm repeating myself every time I score when I'm like, I don't really want to go for it, or every time we score and I want to celebrate, but I don't really want to go for it because obviously I'm recording myself. I don't want to look stupid as a person. But in general, you don't even want to look stupid as yourself. You don't want to go, you don't want to let everything go and let all that for bollocks. You can't. I just think it's stupid in a sense that how do we feel we can get the maximum fulfillment for our beautiful sport in football when you've got people using VAR in the way that they're using them and the structure in the way that they're using it? And it's not even the result today. Brighton were better than us. Let me just get that clear. If anyone deserved a win today, it was Brighton. They were the better team. They had so many chances in that first half, and in the midfield, it was shocking. It shouldn't need to have just the Jordan. And I'm very kind to this Liverpool team because of what they've achieved. But I'm just talking about a one-off performance, boys, so no one get it twisted. I'm not calling for anyone or anything like that. It was shit today. The midfield, open like anything. And without Henderson, it shouldn't mean, just because Henderson's not there, it shouldn't mean that it should be that open and should be that lacklustre in terms of pressing. Nico Williams, I don't want people to go jumping on his throat for anything other than the performance, because that performance today was another very, very, very bad performance. Very bad performance. And Brighton outclassed us, and they got Connolly in that first half, especially in and behind many, many times. So I'm not trying to take anything away from Brighton. I'm not even talking about the results. When people say we were robbed today, I disagree. That's just me. Obviously, VAR robbed us in terms of, like, you know, the decision shouldn't have been made. So maybe, yes, in that sense, they did. But overall, did Brighton deserve something out that game? Yes, they did. 100%. And if anyone disagrees with me, Liverpool fan neutral, then I don't think you're going to be able to sway my mind either way. I've let my opinion known on VAR. As for the game itself, everyone was crap, and there's not really any positives that you can take out of today. And realistically, you were probably best hoping for a draw in that Chelsea-Tottenham game, because I'm one of them who likes to look at the rivals around us, even if it's well before the end of the season. And I just think, ideally in that game, if they can both drop 2 points, then boss, in terms of the circumstances we're under.
Sure. Right. Let's all try and get over the fact that we've actually drawn the game 1-0 and try and pick out some of the pieces in the game that we can talk about. A super chat coming in here from Mo. Thank you for that. Horrible angle on VAR for the offside, not showing the frame where the ball leaves the player's foot. Fair play to Brighton. They played well. They did. No one here is disagreeing that Brighton did not play well. Of course, they had chances. And if you look at the overall balance of the game, a draw is maybe the fair result. We're not disagreeing that. What we are saying is, where is the answers that we want to be answered? We've got a lot of questions about VAR. Why can we not see the full screen with the full angle? Why can we not get a monitor inside the VAR room where we can actually understand these fucking decisions that are being made? Because every week, listen, if they'd come out and go, right, yeah, live from the VAR room here, we're going to pause it here. Here you can see, and then the camera goes right across the line that Salah is offside. None of us here would be going, fuck VAR. We'd be going, fair enough, because, you know, he's come out and explained it. All we want to do is just be involved in these conversations where we can actually understand the decisions that have been made. It's just not fair, and it was a horrible angle, and I think it's just a joke now. VAR is a joke for Liverpool. There's a comment just up here that says there has been 8 decisions reversed against Liverpool due to VAR. Joe Brady says it here. 8 overturns for Liverpool this season in the Premier League. Disgraceful. But, lads, I want to talk to you first now about the actual team performance, the actual individuals that started the game. So as soon as it started, we all talk about the lineup every week. I said straight away, Nico's playing. There was no Thiago. We still don't know anything about Thiago, and I'm starting to get a little bit pissed off now about the lack of news about when he's going to be back. And obviously we started Nat Phillips, and there was no Mane or no Mane up top either, lads. Talk to me about the team selection. Some huge calls. We'll start with James. What did you feel when you first saw that lineup?
What else can we do? We've got 3 games a week. What else can we do? We've got to change the team. People keep saying play your best 11, and I understand that, but you've got to. Milner's just went off injured. He's one of the fittest fiddles in the squad. It's like, mate, you've got to understand that this is going to keep catching up to players. And Jurgen Klopp's right to be fuming in his interview just before. Jurgen Klopp's right to call this out. People are saying this like it's FIFA. People are saying this like you've just got to start an 11, then you've got to back up 11, and all that works. I'm going to try not to swear no more, Alex, because I want you to stay monetized. Basically, what I'm just trying to offer to you is that it's not fair on a manager who has got such expectations to achieve everything, yet have to do it in a period of time where it's nearly impossible to do so. I saw something the other day. I think it was like 30 odd games in the next 90 days or whatever, or 70 days. I don't know what it was. I can't remember exactly, but a ridiculous amount. And I'm just saying, you've got to put it into context. Like, if any other manager was in these shoes, we would be effed. We'd be fucked. We would. We'd be destroyed, and we wouldn't have a chance to even go into these games with any form of consistency. At least we've still got a Hendo. At least we've still got a Mane. At least we've still got the best goalkeeper in the world in Alisson, who can command that back line when it's not doing well. It's just, I don't know what Jurgen Klopp can do. So I don't disagree with the lineup. Well, if we could have our best lineup, then I disagree with it, but we don't. So I can't disagree with much that he does.
In your opinion, James, he's got his hands tied behind his back and he did what he could do today, and that was that.
Yeah, man.
What about the subs then? Because for me, to see Salah come off was disappointing as well. But to see Minamino not come off, I thought he had a weak game.
Fair enough, but Minamino isn't a regular starter. Salah is. If Salah gets injured in them last 20 minutes when we're 1-0 up, it's pointless. And I understand we have got to think about getting more goals, but at the same time, we've got a lead there, and we've got a very good right winger who, if gets injured, we're devastated, and we miss out more on the long run. People say, why didn't Hendo start? And I'm not even going to bring up the fact he's just been injured, but that has a part to play. And also, wouldn't you rather miss Hendo for one half of football or one game of football than possibly a longer spell of time if he used to start today and pulled something or something happened? What can Jurgen Klopp do, even with subs? I understand in the Champions League game that he brings on them players. I thought that was a fine time to bring them on. And also, you've just got to kind of remember, his hands are tied behind his back, like what you said. There's not much he can do. He's very limited. I don't think that he's done much wrong in terms of a tactical decision. I don't think he's done much wrong in terms of the subs. He can't do nothing.
Yeah, lad. Simple as that, really. Simple as that, lad. What is he supposed to do, lad? He's got to play these players. He's literally got about 8 players injured. Like, his hands are tied behind his back. He's obviously scared. You can see that he's scared, bro. He's taking Salah off to put Mane on because he doesn't want anyone to be risked, essentially. And we'd all be the same, mate. And it's the smart thing to do. And the reality is, we didn't play great today. We didn't. But the reason why I'm so annoyed is because Liverpool managed to grind results out, and that's what we did today. We were going to grind the results out again. We were going to get a 1-0 and grind it out with the resources that we had because we've got quality players. And one of them quality players scored a quality goal. Do you get what I mean? That's what football is. That's what football is sometimes. The better quality team wins because they take their chances, lad. And that's what we did. And that's why, in my opinion, I still think we deserved the 3 points for that reason, lad. Having said that, Brighton, they were boss, lad. They had loads of good, clear chances, but they weren't clinical. And that's the reality of it. They were knocked. They missed a pen. Yeah. That's not our fault.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is? But when it's out of our hands, when it's things like Mo Salah's stood being offside, lad, like what? I don't know what we're supposed to do here, lad. We've just got to win games 3 or 4-0 to be able to win it. And we can't do that at the moment because we don't have the machine that we had last season. We're missing essential components of it, lad. We haven't got Trent or nothing. This is like... It's devastating to see, and it's not the Klopp's fault. None of this is Klopp's fault, lad. It's not the players' fault. I feel like the only weakness in the team today was the link up that Nat Phillips and Nico Williams had today, lads. Them two can't play together because they're not experienced enough. So the ball was getting leaked through to Connolly. That was it, lad. And as soon as he put Milner at right back and brought Hendo on, that was shored up and it was sound. It was just, I can't get over it, lads. I'm trying my hardest to get over what's happened today, lad, and I just can't get over it.
We're not winning the league.
Nah, and I'm starting to like feel like this now, lad, to be like, it's no one's fault neither, lad. It's not like a fault thing, lad. It's one of them things where we've just been so fucking depleted by injuries, VAR decisions, and fixtures.
You can only do so much. You can only do so much when all that goes against it. And like, I'm just thinking to myself, like I do understand that. I'm a Liverpool fan, and Liverpool have just coming off the back of winning the the champions of England, champions of Europe, and the champions of the world. That's the way that we like to say it for a few months, didn't we? But right now, you've just got to realistically set your expectations, not for the brand, but for what we are. Right now, we haven't got some of these almighty world-class players. You've got to bear in mind, we haven't had Alisson all season. That was a big reason why we lost points at the start of the season. Then now you talk about Hendo, he's missing the odd game here and there. Mane needs to be rested. We don't want Salah to get injured, because if we lose Salah, that's huge. That's our goals gone. Bobby Firmino, he hasn't really been turning up, and it's a shame, because we could have really been doing with the man who can actually stay fit, turning up. Diogo Jota again today. Doyle said it perfectly. Quality. It's just quality, and that's probably why I might even disagree with what I said before, in the sense that Brighton did deserve to win that game, and I do believe that, but it is right. Quality does shine over performance from time to time, and today that was displayed and that was shown. So in that aspect, you can say that, and that's fair enough, but I don't know what you want from our manager, and if you're saying you want us to win every game by starting Salah week in, week out, and Mane week in, week out. By the way, that's why we've probably got no players that we haven't got, because we kept playing. It's going to keep happening, and that's just one thing we need to realise. I feel like we're quite naive if we think that we're comfortably in this title race still. I don't think it's naive to think that we're still in it. I think we can get back in it, but we need to have a period where we're lucky with injuries, and there's so much that goes into it.
Do you know what, lads? I completely agree with everything James has just said. What can you expect Klopp to do when this is his reality, when all this stuff has fallen down against us this year? However, to say, I mean, listen, we've just gone top of the league, lads. We've just gone back to the top of the league, right, by a point. So obviously we're hoping now for a Tottenham and Chelsea draw. To say that we're not going to win the league anymore, I don't know. We've got a few comments coming in, though.
You can't get points over a long period of time, Alex, with a team that's not playing together. You can't do it. It's impossible. You can't win a league with an inconsistent team. And it's not the team playing inconsistently. It's the starting 11 players not being picked together week in, week out because of injuries. You can't do it.
Yeah, lads, that's what I'd say, lad. Like, we're in the title race because we're Liverpool, lads, and we're one of the best teams. But we haven't got the depth anymore, and the team that we do have doesn't have the quality anymore. That's the point, lads. So the quality is not there, and the depth isn't. So to go the long run, it's very, very difficult, and that's what you see with teams like Spurs and Leicester, because they drop off eventually when they start getting injuries and actually haven't got the quality. I'm just hoping
we're not completely out. Let me just reiterate.
Yeah, we're not. Definitely not.
I just want to make sure people aren't confused on what I'm saying. I know that we're defo not, but I'm just saying with what we've had so far, and with the fact that it's still very likely that we're going to get a lot more injuries, then I think it's quite naive to just be setting them expectations and pinpointing them on the wall without being open-minded to all the other possibilities.
I agree. Like, the reality is someone mad could win the league this season, lad. Because that's what this league is. And that's why I'm not even asked, I'm not a pure conspiracist person or all that crap, lad. VAR is being put there to make this league more entertaining, and that's what's happening, lad. It's more entertaining if it's closer, and if Liverpool's one of them teams that dominates, if a decision goes here or there, lad, which drops points for them, it's going to happen, innit, lads? I'm convinced, lad.
I think there's some comments back and forth in the chat here. I have a lot of faith in my team. How can we win the league now? But then Mark, right below it, says, "Nah, lads, we've still got a chance at the league at this stage." Whilst we're saying this, Riyad Mahrez has just scored for Manchester City, and I know they haven't been playing well at all this season, but they've got a great start against Burnley there.
They always batter Burnley, lad. They beat them like 5-0 every time, bro. It's one of them. Yeah. They'll win that game.
Next game in the Premier League for us is Wolves at home now, lads. Next Saturday at 3:00. I mean, the one good thing about playing early doors is that if you win, your weekend's set up for a great weekend. Whereas if you draw or lose, like we are feeling now, it's just a shite weekend, isn't it? But
yeah,
Wolves next weekend. I mean, James, where do you stand on the information or lack of information about when Thiago is going to be coming back? In any capacity? I
don't know when he's coming back, Alex. You know what I mean, lad? Like I've heard heard before this game, I've heard before the last game, I've heard before the international duty. I don't have a clue. Liverpool just aren't telling us when he's coming back into the team, and it's stressful because what I think it is, I just think it's, well, this is obvious as well, it's well worse than what we had all hoped, and it's like we don't know when we're going to see him back, and it's a shame because we've literally got the FIFA Men's World best player, and he's not even playing, and it's bollocks.
Bro, our full squad team is the best team in the world, bro.
We're so sick on FIFA. I don't know if you play
best
FIFA,
team
but
in the
on
world,
FIFA,
yeah.
we
Insane,
are
lads.
unstoppable.
Lads,
I don't even know if that's how you say unstoppable in Spanish.
Lads, I don't play as anyone else. I just play as Liverpool, lad, and I smoke everybody.
Me too.
It's heavy, lads.
Ah!
It's heavy. Today has just been one of them days. It reminds me of the Everton game where we just have been nailed by VAR, lad. If that goal had stood by Mo Salah, it would have been a different game altogether as well, lad. It was just, I just can't be arsed, lad. It makes me not want to watch the game, lad, or celebrate goals or do anything. I'm just like, it's taking emotion out the game and putting despair in it instead.
If I want to have no emotion, I'll watch fucking golf.
You know what I mean?
No offense to people.
I like a bit of golf, mate. I do play golf, so let's have some respect.
But would you? But is there emotion in golf? Really? Is there emotion in golf? Is there emotion? Unless it's Happy Gilmore, is it really emotion?
You got beefy. Anyway, let's not talk about fucking golf. Let's talk about this. On FIFA, we are dope. Mane is so sick on FIFA. Listen, all we need to do to make this better and to make ourselves, I think the next week is a huge week for us, lads, right? We've got Ajax on Tuesday. If we win that game at Anfield, we go through to the next round of the Champions League. Big tick, big confidence booster, big win if we can get that. Then Saturday, Wolves at home. We put 2 or 3 past them again. And then suddenly at this time next weekend, we're saying, hang on, we're still top of the table. We're at the top of the Champions League. Look at all the injuries that we've got, and we're still here. Let's just hope, then. Let's actually hope that all of that happens, and I've not just shot myself in the foot even more. But this time next week, things could be a lot better, James and Doyle. A lot better.
Well, this is the reality of football. Like, it's ups and downs, isn't it? But it's one of them, lad. I don't know if we can keep doing this, lad, for the rest of the season. Do you know what I mean? We can't just keep going. We're still here because eventually we're not going to be, lads, with the reality of the teams that we're going to have to put out all the time, bro. We can't put. We've got 3 games a week, like Jay said. 3 games a week, lads. We put Minamino in centre mid today, lads.
I know, man.
In centre mid. How many midfielders have we got? And we had to put Minamino in centre mid, bro.
And now Milner's out.
And now Milner's out.
I can't deal with it, lads. I'm
Cater out, Ox still out.
Just preparing myself, lads, for maybe not the inevitable. It's not the inevitable, like, because we are Liverpool, but also just I've never seen anything like this in my entire life ever. Never, lads. Never seen a team that's so amazingly creative and talented and winners. All of them amazing. Just all of a sudden be depleted so quickly, one after the other, lad. Like dominoes. It's like everything that could possibly go wrong for a football club does. And we're still fighting, like, because that's what Liverpool do. But, you know, we're not fighting a losing battle, lads.
Yeah, exactly. Ryan Turner says, unless it's Happy Gilmore, laughing at that. Unstoppable in Spanish is, of course, imparable. So if you do want to learn that one, James, then there you go. There's the translation for you, brother. DJC saying it's confirmed that Wijnaldum is going to leave on a free at the end of the season. I mean, every day that goes on where we don't see the news of Wijnaldum signing a new contract, it looks that way.
Lads, why did you tell me that now as well? Like, that's the worst time. It's the worst time, lad. By the way, boys, we've just been smoked with a 1-1 VAR decision, yeah? And Gini's fucking off at the end of the season, Doyle, lads. You know what I mean? Son, lad. He's just on me wall chilling there as well. Do you reckon will I have to take him off? Will I have to take him off?
No.
I still love him, but he doesn't play for Liverpool anymore.
Gini's a legend. No,
he is,
Gini's a legend.
I know. He definitely is. Yeah, okay. Right.
Keep it up. Right, going into the Ajax game on Tuesday, how do we line up for this one? We'll obviously touch on this in our match preview on Monday, but in terms of just bringing the confidence back up, what kind of team does Klopp go for now? What kind of team?
Klopp's going to have to play himself,
$million question.
Klopp will have to sign a contract himself, lad, and join in centre-back, bro.
Boys, have the Kop TV got to jump in and put a shift in?
Yeah,
Well,
I'll do
this
it,
is
lads.
the thing. I'll fucking go.
I'll
fucking
go.
go.
I'm gay.
It's all right, bro.
Listen, the
Yeah.
one thing that is fairly good news that hopefully all of us can enjoy together soon is that potentially, not for the Wolves game because I'll still be out here, but for the next home game after the Wolves game, I plan, James, to go to Anfield and stand outside and interview you face to face. I'm going to bring Doyle with me as well, if I can.
And we'll play some tug.
And we'll play some play some tog, have a pint if we can, if it's legal. Even if it's not, well, no, not really. But what I'm trying to say is, as well as that coming back, I want to take Doyle, James, and Jack out for a little Kop TV Christmas do as well in Liverpool. If we can do that,
that's
put a bit of smile back on take you out for dinner, a few drinks.
Nah, I feel now that you've ended in on that note. I'm not gonna lie, all this talk about VAR and I'm going at the end of the season pissed me off. I don't know if you clocked, but I was just there sitting there for 2 minutes, just reevaluating.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Yeah, lads, that's what this is. And now the weekend is ruined. But
listen, lads, we're still top of the league. We're going to qualify for the Champions League. Thiago's still got to come back. I can't wait. How about this one, lads? I can't wait for the fucking Ox to come back. Get on that.
Nah, innit? But
what that is, by the way.
Do you know, even without all these other injuries that we've got, just the Ox being out is like a little bit of an issue. But that doesn't feel like an issue at all now. Just because of everything else that's happened since the Ox. Now it feels like an issue. Now if the Ox comes back in now, I mean, I don't know how long he's going to last, but my tips lasted probably 2 games longer than what I thought he would be. So I'd keep me confidence.
Right, let's try and end it on a little bit of a good note then, lads. Listen, I'm going to see you guys and we'll go for a meal and some drinks and all that stuff there. So,
there's going to be a lot of drinks for me tonight, I'll tell you that for free.
Yeah.
Just sitting there looking out my window.
When the fun stops, stop. We all know
I'm not gambling.
the fun stopped as soon as they give that VAR decision today, lads.
Yeah, that's when the fun stopped,
bro.
When that ticket decided to do a U-turn.
When the fun stops, stop. Offside
don't look
flag.
to VAR. When the fun stops, don't look to VAR. Because that'll just make it even less fun.
Bastards. Right. Liverpool 1, Brighton 1. Nothing we can do about it now apart from maybe have a laugh and get on with life. Because that's all we can do. Otherwise, we'll just sit here and literally cry and shout. And I'll end up smashing my laptop up to pieces and smashing this gaff up as well, which my auntie doesn't want. Of course she doesn't. It's her place. And I want this laptop. Do I want this laptop to be smashed into a million pieces all over this place?
Not ideally. Not ideally.
Not right. But I'll regret it straight after. So there's just no point in doing it, is there? I'll look around at all the pieces and go, what if it's on that phone? I need that. That's my life.
Then you'll find out. You'll research. You're going to research who it was doing the VAR. And I'm like, that's it. Ruined my life.
Yeah.
In about 20 years' time, lads.
lads. Right. Anyway, James, Doyle, much love. I'm going to bring in Darren and Theo next here. I will see you both soon. I love you both.
See you later, lads.
Chin up. See
you later, guys.
On,
peace
lads.
out.
Up the Reds. We're still going to win the league.
Up the fucking Reds. Up the Reds. Yeah. Peace out, Ian.
Right. Here's a bit. Right. Next up. Wow, 38 minutes there of Doyle and James. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Darren Whelan, Theo Woods. We've got little and large today. No offense, Darren. But he is a kid, so, it's here and here. Talk to me about the immediate reaction then to that. First of all, the offside that potentially wasn't an offside. Then we had another goal disallowed with Mane, and then the last minute, a penalty is given against us, lads. I mean, have you had 40 minutes now to watch this stream and maybe calm down a bit, or are you still absolutely fuming?
I mean, I'm still fuming. I can't see in what with Ben White. I don't know why they're taking the leg that's like further back. They're obviously just looking for reasons to make it offside. If they want it to be offside, they'll make it offside.
Say that again, mate.
I feel like I'm still fuming about the offside. I feel like I don't know why they're choosing the leg that was further back from Ben White.
That's what I said, yeah.
And because he's look, I think he's 40 yards away from goal, and even he's just stood offside, and he's not going. Even if he's further back, he's not catching him. It's still going to be a goal, and yeah, I'm fuming about the offside.
Darren, are you with us? Are you with us?
Yeah, which is lads, yeah.
Yeah, talk to me then, bro. Feels like a loss.
Yeah, another game, another VAR, another injury. Terrible, absolutely. As I've been saying and going on, I feel like I'm repeating myself all the time. It's shambolic and senseless VAR. Like, we go back to Goodison a couple of weeks ago where we 2 clear decisions that should have went our way went against us, not one. If one of them goes our way, which it should, it's a game changer. We get the 3 points, and today, the penalty at the end. I mean, unfortunately, at the end of this game, Alex, we're talking about technology and not football. And it's like, I mean, what do I say? That's where it's changed for the worse, hasn't it? We're not talking about football anymore. We're talking about technology and VAR. And I mean, it wasn't a clear and obvious decision because no one had appealed it. I heard Jordan Henderson at the end of the game, 4 or 5 Brighton players said it wasn't. In the context of play, when it happened straight away, there was no one around the ref appealing. The Welbeck thought he had a bit of a chance and he had a word in the ref's ear. Then the ref went to Henderson, who Henderson was shocked by it. As soon as he was going over to it, I knew it was going to happen. I just knew when it went to stoppage time, it was just going to be one of those days where there was unfortunately another 2 points dropped. But look, I mean, we're on top today. It's Kop back on top. Obviously, we're only on 21 points where we should be really on 23, if not more, the way the season's went. We've had a lot of injuries. VARs went against us time and time again. But we still managed to find ourselves on top, lads. So I don't think it's all doom and gloom. I do feel that this is still going to be a year, funny enough. I don't think Chelsea and Spurs will stick with us. I really don't. I don't see them as an immediate threat to us. Some might laugh at me, but we'll see in a couple of weeks when I'll be right and a few others will think differently. But I don't know, what do you think, Theo and Alex? Like, do you think that I'm mad at what I'm saying, or would you agree?
Sorry, I just didn't catch that last question there, bro.
Well, I don't think Chelsea and Spurs will stick with us. I think
Well,
yeah. So position.
Listen, I'm one for being positive. I still do think we're favourites for this title. I mean, there's nothing to tell me from other teams yet that we're still not the favourites, even with these injuries. That just proves how strong we've been, especially across the last 2 years. However, it's a tough one because I wouldn't rule us out of winning the league, but after today, it just maybe tells me that the injuries are possibly going to catch up with us. Now, what that means, I don't know. That means that we could draw a lot more games than we did last season. It means that we could lose a lot more. But I still do think, and I still have confidence, that when we get, especially our first team midfield out, lads, I mean, I'm so excited to see Fabinho, Thiago and Henderson play a football match together. We're still being robbed of that all the time that they've all been at the club. And for me, as soon as we can get our midfield back, because we know that the lads up top are always going to do a job, the defence we can really protect if we've got a lot stronger midfield. So I just want the midfield to come back. The Anfield Talk says, actually, this is a very positive results for the Reds. I mean, I'm not sure about that. A more positive result would have been a win, obviously. But I understand that we've gone top. We've gone back to the top of the league. And things could obviously be a lot worse. You look at Everton, haven't won a trophy since 1995. Riyad Mahrez has just scored his second goal for Man City. They're now 2-0 up against Brighton. He's on a hat-trick after 20 minutes. They're looking stronger now again. It's a tough one to answer, though. Theo, talk to me about how we react to this, how we come back against Ajax first, and then Wolves at home, 3 o'clock next Saturday.
I mean, Ajax is such an important game, obviously, with the Atalanta, where we could have got it wrapped up, but we didn't. So we've got ourselves in a situation where we can't really rest players like we probably would have wanted to. But I think the mentality going into that will be that we need to win, and when Liverpool need to win, we often do get it done.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I was saying to James and Doyle in the last one there, lads, you both saw it, that this time next week we could be a lot more happy with the results, you know, going against us today. Yeah. But if we beat Ajax and then we convincingly beat Wolves at home, things will be looking good again, Darren.
Yeah, absolutely. I think our luck can only get better, especially with we bring in Trent and Thiago would be two regular starter players for me. I know Van Dijk and Gomez are going to be out for probably the full season, it looks like. So, look, injuries, lads, it's just so disappointing that today it's another injury, it's another huge talking point and controversy. Like VAR, and I've said this many times in this show, Alex, was brought in to have less controversy, to be more black and white, but it seems such a grey area. It seems to add more controversy to it. And we're sitting here not talking about the football, we're talking about the technology, and it's just shocking, really. You know what I mean? It's shocking and senseless. That the two words I've used for VAR many a times. And I mean, today I've seen the lads on before, Doyle and James probably. I know James felt we probably didn't deserve to win the game, but I thought second half Henderson come on, we were a bit more positive, a bit more fluidity to our play. Nat Phillips I thought was brilliant, and Fabinho at the best of times, but I just felt we've done enough today to win that game, and it was a typical Liverpool performance when we went to Brighton in the last couple of seasons where it hasn't all gone our way. We played Brighton at home last season. I was at that game and Alisson was sent off and we just about won it. That day we went 11 points cleared, and I think City drew at Newcastle earlier that day. So it's a little bit disappointing. Could have had 23 points, but we're on 21, lads. We're on top. We're the model. We're the team that's set out for everyone to try and catch. As bad as our injuries and VAR, and that's when for us, we're still there. And I do truly believe it can only get better. And as you said, Alex, this time next week, well, not this time next week, I think it's Sunday night, isn't it? We play Wolves. It could be a lot more better for us, you know. We go through. Yeah, it's changed, isn't it, to 7:15.
Oh, shit. Okay, I think I'm going to be in
the
air.
Yeah, I'm nearly almost sure. You had me thinking different now.
Well, I'm just typing it in. Liverpool, fuck, it is Sunday 7:15. I thought it was Saturday 3 o'clock. Oh dear,
It got
when did
changed.
that change?
Just, I think it was yesterday.
Heavy. That is heavy. And then Midtjylland the week after.
Well, we played 3 games a week now. We played 3 games a week now, right up until the middle of January. Then we have a week, I think, where we've one full week where there's no games. That must be a League Cup week. And then we play every game then at the end of the season. So it's 3 games a week, lads. I know. I listened to James and Doyle talking about our team selection there. It's what more do you do? We have 3 games every week. Can't play our best players every week. We can't afford it. They should have been 3 points really, but disappointingly it's only 1. But the one positive is we're back on top, and I do believe after that it has to be surely our fortune will have to change.
Yeah, you'd have to think that it's got to change soon. I mean, Milner went off today with a hamstring injury, it seemed like. Curtis Jones came on and played right back at one point. I mean, that's how desperate we are. No offence to Curtis Jones, but there's no way he should be playing right back for Liverpool Football Club. Anyway, lads, listen, tough one to take today. We're going to leave it there. Very hard for Klopp to deal with all these injuries and the fixture pile up. It would be difficult for anyone to do it. I think we have to look past these results sometimes and maybe remember that, you know, it's a tough job. And when you have 15 first player injuries, it's going to be even tougher. So, yeah, let's try and look forward to Tuesday night and then Wolves on Sunday night. And, of course, I'll see you both on Tuesday night and, of course, Sunday night as well. So take care and
have a good one.
Soon.
Cheers, Theo.
Nice.
Cheers, Alex. All the best, lads.
There you go then. Liverpool 1, Brighton 1. Our 3rd draw of the season. 6 wins from 10. We are back at the top of the Premier League, but how long will that last? Our next Premier League game is, of course, next Sunday at 7:15. It was changed yesterday, Darren says. So, yeah, tough one to take today, especially with the delayed fall of Welbeck. But hey, listen, it's what happens. That's what VAR has been brought in to do. It probably was a foul. It's just a tough one to take. It's very emotional today for all Liverpool fans. And yeah, all the best for Tuesday and Sunday. Videos coming out every single day next week with new shows and match previews and fan cams. So please, if you haven't already, subscribe to the Kop TV as we bring you some excellent free content for the foreseeable future. So take care and we'll see you soon.